What if I told you that the biggest thing that's holding you back as a leader is the way you tell your own story? Do you often feel as a leader overwhelmed, unsure, that you keep on having to prove yourself? Leadership feels more like a struggle and survival than success. What if I told you that it's not necessarily the skills or experience that's holding you back, it's the story that you tell yourself? By the end of this video, you'll have 3 concrete and powerful steps to transform your leadership story and step into confidence and clarity. Let me tell you about a leader that I worked with. She came to me absolutely exhausted, burnt out. She was putting in so many hours, but nothing was moving the needle. Her belief was that she had to do it all herself, that she wasn't cut out to be a leader, and that she couldn't spend time thinking about strategy or anything because she was just putting out fires all the time. As a result, her team was disengaged and stressed as well, and all they were focusing on were short-term wins. If you ever felt stuck, burnt out, or unsure if you're cut out to be a leader, you're not alone. Narrative identity is how we make sense of our experiences. Reality is really just filtered through our lenses. Our lived experiences, our perceptions, things that we've learned from the people around us or our society. Maybe you've heard of rose-colored glasses, where somebody sees everything as amazing, but fails to see the negatives. Similarly, there's the opposite. It's where we have these gray glasses, where we only see struggles and setbacks, and even obstacles. We call these contamination stories. When we take off these glasses, we can then start to see reality a little bit clearer and choose how we want to reshape our stories. We call these redemption stories. How did we grow? How did we learn? How did we build resilience for these challenges? Science actually tells us that telling positive stories rewires our brains. It increases our decision-making and emotional regulation. It decreases stress by improving our resilience. And by doing this, it actually makes the people around us positive as well. Research shows that teams with leaders that practice positive narratives actually have better performance. They are more emotionally resilient when they are dealing with more intense projects, and they have better trust and communication as a result. So shifting your story from struggle to growth unlocks confidence, clarity, and better team dynamics. What do we do with this then? There are 3 steps that we can follow. Step 1, understand your current story. Be the detective. Ask yourself, how do I view my leadership? And what are the beliefs that I hold about them? Do some self-reflection and spend some time with this, because this story is important. Understanding where you are is actually a critical part to accepting how you are currently seeing it. There's nothing wrong with how you see it. It's just how do we want to shift it. Once you understand this, also journal about what was a leadership challenge that you experienced. Notice the language that you're using. Is it more negative or is it more positive? Just write down it as it goes. Don't worry about thinking about the positivity quite yet. Step 2, separate yourself from the struggle. Your experiences are not who you are. They're not your identity. So find meaning in those experiences. What have these experiences and struggles taught me? And how can I learn and use them to grow? Step 3, rewrite your story. You are the author of your story, so rewrite it. Take the story that you have from step 1, add the growth from step 2, and make a completely new story. You can go as wild as you want. Have fun. This is what this is about. It's about finding the things that you have learned along the way and becoming the hero of it. Write your redemptive arc. See how you came from a struggling challenge that you might have gone through. Maybe you had a bad boss. You found all these new ways to get through it. You learned the things that you shouldn't do and what you can potentially do in the future. And take those opportunities to learn and grow so you can step into the leader that you were meant to be. Rewrite your challenges. Rather than saying leadership is challenging, say leadership challenges have helped me become stronger. As Viktor Frankl once said, suffering ceases to be suffering the moment it finds meaning. From a Buddhist perspective, this means to accept what is of your story and then choose how you want to respond from it. And that way you can do it mindfully and skillfully. Write your story, have fun, accept what it is, and make your own news story and learnings from it. That client that I mentioned earlier, she rewrote her story. She understood where she was, she separated herself from it, and rewrote it with a positive slant of how did she grow from it. And she moved from I am not meant to be a leader to I am a leader that is going to become a stronger leader because of these challenges. 6-month transformation was wild. Her team went from a struggling team to a high-performing team, and she went from an unsure leader to a confident one. What leadership story have you been telling yourself? Let me know in the comments. If this resonated with you, like, subscribe, or share with a leader who needs to hear this. If you want to explore this further, book a free strategy call with me. Down below, there's a link in the description.